Another heavenly sunset on a very, very windy day. Let's go find Sunset Lady for the Afterglow Show.
Well, I have a little unfinished business. I said I would bring some work in that I did in the past on animals this time for the zoo. Okay. Now I had a snowy owl,
1988.
and to go with it,
Plural.
the children.
The chicks.
I love the eyes. And it's getting crowded in here, I know.
I was going to say, we opening up a zoo?
Yeah, that's for tonight.
1976.
Yeah. That's a little rascal.
I remember
Rascal the raccoon.
growing up with this one in the house when I was 8 years old. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Well, tomorrow is National Farm Animals Day. So we're doing that for them. And it's Golfers Day and International Day of Safety Pins. How about that? We couldn't live without safety pins. Okay, now for today is National Unicorn Day and National Chicken Little Awareness Day. That used to be my favorite story when I was little. I always wanted them to tell me about Chicken Little. And so for famous birthdays, in 1932, Carl Perkins, singer-songwriter, and the first to sing Blue Suede Shoes. That was his song, but Elvis took it over. In 1954, Dennis Quaid, actor in The Big Easy, Dreamscape, and The Right Stuff. And so then in 2000, Jackie Evancho, she was the young singer, and what a beautiful voice. And she had a concert at the Ringling Museum of Art in Sarasota, and your father and I went to see her do it was called the Dream With Me concert. And she was only 10 years old then, now she's 25, so how time flies. And when you're having a good time. And I think that was David Foster was with her on that concert. It was in a beautiful setting too, and it was, I didn't realize until I was looking up today for the birthday, and it was all filmed for PBS. I have to go watch the film now because we were in the audience.
There you go.
I have to check it out. Okay, here's the birthday person tonight.
Jackie Evancho.
Yeah, I did her picture when she was 10 years old. Now she doesn't quite look the same at 25. She was so cute, and the voice was unbelievable. She even has sung duets with Sarah Brightman. I mean, how good can you get? And she was wonderful.
April 9th, happy birthday, Jackie.
Yes. Okay. I can't remember, I put that in part. Okay, now we'll do a little bit of history. In 1768, John Hancock refuses to allow 2 British custom agents to go below deck of his ship, considered by some to be the first act of physical resistance to the British authorities in the colonies. We owe it all to John Hancock. I used to work for John Hancock, not at the same time. Okay, 1928, Mae West's New York City debut in a daring new play called Diamond Lil. I'm sure that was exotic. In 1941, the PGA established the Golf Hall of Fame. And in 1950, it wasn't at the golf, although Bob Hope loved golf, but 1950 is Bob Hope's first TV appearance. And the quotes tonight I did are from Bob Hope, because I loved his humor. So he said, if you watch a game, it's fun. If you play it, it's fun. If you work at it, it's golf. And he also said, I don't feel old. I don't feel anything till noon. That's when it's time for my nap. And he said, middle age is when your age starts to show around your middle.
Bingo.
And one time, when an untamed pianist started to play the piano, Steinway came down personally and rubbed his name off the piano.
That's funny.
You can picture that. Okay, now we have some humor tonight because it's a unicorn day. We're going to have unicorns.
Okay.
Okay, how do unicorns get to the park?
They take the bus.
Well, here they said they take the unicycle.
Unicycle, of course.
Okay. What do you get when you cross a werewolf and a unicorn?
Pass.
You get a corn dog.
A corn dog, cute.
What do you call a unicorn with a cold?
Pass.
It's called a tunicorn. That's hard to say. I don't know if I can get
Unicorn.
a tuna. Yeah, I should have had more of a sneeze in it. What do you call a unicorn that doesn't have a horn?
Nameless.
Well, in this case, he's called a horse.
Of course. A horse, of course.
What's the
I
difference?
know I've heard that one before, but it still cracks me
Yeah,
up.
I know.
I always forget it.
What's the difference between a unicorn and a carrot?
I don't know.
Well, one's a funny beast, and the other is a bunny's feast.
Blah.
What do unicorns call their dad?
I don't know.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Unicorn popcorn. That's good.
I like that one. What game should you never play with a unicorn?
Pass.
Leapfrog.
Leapfrog. Correct. Ouch.
Oh,
Ouch.
I don't even want to think about it.
Ouch.
Why did the unicorn want to join the school band?
Well, it was into music.
Well, so they could wear a uniform. What do you call a unicorn who got a flu shot?
I have no idea.
Well, he's called an immunicorn.
A municorn? Now I've heard everything.
And now I have two.
A municorn.
Yeah. Why,
That's a new one for me.
yeah.
That's good.
Why was the unicorn such a good guitar player?
Practice makes perfect.
Well, yeah, that's what Mr. Rogers said too. Well, because they knew all the unicorns.
Unicorns.
Why do unicorns like silly jokes like these?
I was going to say, doesn't everybody?
Well, because they're unicorny.
Unicorny. They are unicorny jokes. Correct.
Know why unicorns never horse around?
Because I don't have to?
Well, because they always get right to the point.
Right to the point.
Which,
That's good.
speaking of that, it brings us to Chuck Norris.
Okay, I got to hear
The
this
man, the myth, the legend. Well, Chuck Norris likes his meat so rare that he only eats unicorns. You get that one?
one. Yeah, I got it. Is there another one?
Yep.
Okay.
Unicorns are extinct, but Chuck Norris used all their horns as toothpicks.
Now, some people, it's the reason I was thinking about this because some people think that unicorns do exist, don't they? Isn't there a club out there or something I've heard?
I think there's something about way back.
I don't know.
I don't know.
For a second, I was thinking, what does he have against unicorns? And I realized they are not, they are science fiction, right? They're not real.
Well, I don't know if there was something
Fact
years
checkers?
ago. I didn't look that up.
Okay, me too.
I just looked up humor.
Anyway, another heavenly sunset. I was trying to think about doing a Zoom shot, and then I realized, no way, it is super windy out here
I
tonight.
know.
Very windy.
It's a wonder you managed to get back to
No,
the
I blew,
Sunset Mobile.
I blew back. Another night where I'm going to fall asleep early. I get so much wind out there tonight.
I know.
But the temperature right now in the parking lot is 72 degrees here. It's actually very comfortable. It's a warm breeze coming in. So it wasn't cold out there. It's just windy.
I think it's gone down a degree since the last time I told him. I told him 73, and it's already gone
It's
down.
72 right now.
Yeah.
But it's very lovely. It's not cold out there at all. It's just the wind. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm Blackie Fitzpatrick signing off. Over to you, Sunset Lady.
Why, thank you, Blackie. And we want to thank Ivy for her super chat tonight. That was a wonderful
Awesome.
thing. And we want to thank all the folks that have shared tonight's Heavenly Sunset. and our Afterglow Show. And if you've enjoyed tonight, please hit the like button and do come again tomorrow night to see just what's happening here live, right here beside the Venice Fishing Pier. And it helps us spread the sunshine, as we usually have some. And please subscribe and share with your family and friends. And so now I'll say good night, Blackie, and sweet dreams, everyone. And enjoy the remainder of your day as we play our theme song that you wrote, sang, and edited and played under Whittier, called Running Around This Town. So all the best from Sunset Lady, and good night all.